Hari Om. Let's start. सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Hari Om. So few steps we saw. Can we recollect the 10 steps without seeing the book? In meditation you can't keep the book open in any case, and if you don't remember the steps, how will you follow the next? First step, preparation and posture. Posture has to be straight, head, neck and spine, straight line. Feet firmly on the ground, no support of the backrest. One point here I want to mention for those of you who are sitting on the ground. If you are comfortable with your posture, no problem. If you get a backache, you must have a pillow behind, so that your knees and your hips are not in the same level, or your hips are not below your knees. Knees should be below the hip level, otherwise the pain will be quite a bit. So preparation and posture. Second, in preparation also what is important is the internal preparation, which is no, that is general preparation, selfless work, doing one thing at a time in the day-to-day activities. The internal attitude has to be fearless, devotion, cheerful, calm and quiet. Those are the internal preparations. Second is the auto-suggestion. How many auto-suggestions? 2 auto-suggestions. One is not sit straight. The language, I am, that is the second one. I am alert, awake and quiet. Second one. First one, I am steady and still. See, the language is important and you have to feel that. I am steady and still, and tell that to the mind strongly. I am alert, awake and quiet. Say that to yourself strongly and be that. Third one, present moment awareness. Just be aware of whatever is happening around you. No judgment, no thought, no extra verbalization. Only non-judgmental awareness. Fourth, relaxation of the body. Relaxation of the body is what we did last time, which is How do you relax the body? Two techniques we saw. One technique is called thought massage or progressive muscle relaxation. What do we do in that? We visualize a part of the body, pay the mental attention to that part, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, what do we say? Relax. Step by step from the toes to the tip of the head, full body. And second technique which we saw is light bath, where we visualize a ray of white light flooding the body through the head, going into the whole body, coming out through the toes and the fingers. And the idea is that the whole body must be seen as filled with light and energy. If there is any part of the body where there is pain, that part has to be visualized as black, and the light must wash that away. This much is what we had seen. What is the fifth step? Breath observation. So today we will see about the breath observation. So this process which we are doing is based on what we call as Pancha Kosha. Those of you who have studied Vedanta, Tattva Bodh, etc., you know. Our whole personality is divided into 5 sheets, 5 layers. These are the practical ways of understanding this and applying this. It is not a theoretical model, Pancha Kosha. Food sheath is the body. And so we saw earlier about how to prepare the body, how to be in moderation, how to live doing one thing at a time, all those. So food sheath, and by sitting still, by focusing on what is happening around, we are learning to withdraw from all these. This whole process of contemplation is withdrawal from each and every sheath, one by one. From food sheath to the vital air sheath, from there to the mental sheath, then to the intellectual, then to the bliss, and finally Om. That's the gradual process of withdrawing from out to in. Vital air sheath is what we will see today. Till now what we saw, those 4 steps are concerning the food sheath, the body, to a certain extent the mind. The preparation is the mind. Now what is very important is the breath. This breath connects our body and the mind. And in Vedanta we don't only use the breath, we say prana. Is there a difference between prana and breath? Think. Do we say pranayam or do we say shwasayam? Pranayam. Shwas is breath, is one part of prana. Prana is vital energy. So, this vital energy is there all around us. That vital energy which sustains life is called pranic energy. It is not there only in air. It is in everything around us. In water, in sunlight, in each and everything. The prana pervades. And this pranic energy is that because of which there is growth, there is life. Oxygen, air, etc. are a part of that. So you will find many yogis, they don't eat food, but they live on sunlight. Some of them live on water also. In Bhagavad, if you read, Dhruva, he did tapasya. You know, in the beginning he used to eat the fruits and the roots and the vegetables, all that available in the forest. Slowly he stopped that and he lived only on water. Then he stopped that also. He was living only on air and sunlight. So the body is actually nurtured by prana, and the prana is there all around us. We don't know how to tap that subtler prana. And so we say that prana is in the air, but it is not the air. It is an energy which we take in through a deep breath, through a lot of exercises that we do. But prana is the life energy which is functioning through us. And so in Vedanta we always say prana is divided into 5 aspects. Prana is what we take in: apana, vyana, udana, samana. There are 5 pranas. They sustain the life within us. And in the 5 elements outside also prana exists. So to regulate this prana is a very important aspect. It will help us to make the body strong and fit, and it will also help the mind to become quiet. Hence we have a very important step before we start doing japa or contemplation, is to regulate the prana. Once the prana gets regulated, to a large extent the mind becomes quiet. What we will do is, these points which you are seeing, we will mail it to you. Okay? Because everybody is in a hurry to write. I know. So don't worry, we'll mail it. I had decided not to mail so that you will be attentive. But you are very tentative. So we'll mail it, it's okay. You can write anything else that you like, which is not here, but don't get disturbed, you will miss out some point if I go to the next slide. So this pranic energy is the fuel that we use for every action. Every small action also is we are using this pranic energy. Speaking, hearing, talking, listening, walking, for everything. Like the petrol is the fuel for the car, prana is the fuel for the body. And so the energy of this prana this pranic energy must be conserved. And that's why the importance of brahmacharya or moderation. Because every action we do is spending at that pranic energy. And when we overindulge in anything, even in talking a lot or watching television for a long time, any overindulgence destroys pranic energy tremendously. Hence Gurudev defined brahmacharya as following moderation. For those of them who are full-time spiritual seekers, even celibacy is to be maintained, because the pranic energy is the vital energy of the body which has to be conserved. First and the most powerful destroyer of pranic energy is speech. And the second is the carnal pleasure. These two destroy pranic energy maximum. Speech is the carnal pleasure, sexual pleasure. These two will destroy the pranic energy. Destroy means they will use that energy a lot. Hence, if there is no moderation in these, the person will get very tired. Sometimes physically one may not feel very tired, but remember, mentally to concentrate, pranic energy is very important. So one will not be able to meditate 20 minutes, 30 minutes, one will start getting a headache, mind will wander, all that happens. Hence this pranic energy is very, very important. So not only through deep breathing, but through daily conduct, that's why that preparation is important of moderation. Because prana is the rope that holds the body and the mind. Have you ever thought that when you sleep and go into the dream state, are you aware of the body? No. We go to so many places, wander around everywhere. How is it that we wake up in the same body? Think. We actually do, all of us do astral travel in the night. That is called astral travel, but done unconsciously. The mind wakes up in the same body. How? Lucky. Otherwise, we don't know who is operating through whom. Because the prana holds this body and this mind together. Until that prana is there in the body, we call that person alive. The moment that prana departs, gone. Then that person is dead. So, it is this rope that gets broken upon death. Prana ejects out of the body, taking all the 10 senses, the faculties, seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching, movement, grasping, speaking, evacuating, reproducing. 10 faculties plus the mind, intellect, memory, ego. 14. Plus the 5 pranas. How much? 19. Plus vasanas, our past impressions. Plus ignorance. 21 things go out of this body when we die. And 21 things get associated with the body when we are born. So we don't come empty-handed, we don't go empty-handed. This pranic energy, how do we gather or how do we increase in the body? So see, the rishis, they were very subtle-minded, great masters. They observed life, and these are things which they have derived out of their time-tested observation. Prana pervades in all the 5 elements, and our body also is made up of 5 elements. Hence, our body needs these 5 elements. Today, modern science, we don't have a difficulty in accepting this, that our body is not sustained only by food. Food is the grossest form of prana. That's why for a meditator who understands this very well, they eat over a period of time, their intake of food keeps reducing. And they keep tapping subtler levels of prana. And the body also becomes that much more fit for meditation. You try this now. When you have eaten a lot, sit and try to meditate. One will do meditation but with a spelling mistake. Instead of M-E-D, it will be M-A-D. Meditation. Mind will wander, mind will feel drowsy, sleep. You eat little lesser, much more fit. You do exercises daily, expose yourself to sunlight, drink enough water, still lesser food will be required. So, these are 5 methods by which prana can be taken in. One is regular fasting. Today they say about detoxing, the detoxification of the body and all that. But fasting also has a very important spiritual benefit. It will take the pranic energies upwards. Those of you who know, prana and apana, they are required for the digestion to happen. And this always goes downwards, towards the body, towards the stomach. Fasting will turn the pranic energies upwards. Regular fasting will help. And you will watch the day you are fasting. If you have trained your body to fast properly, that day the meditation of yours will be more deeper also. Because so much more pranic energy is available to go towards the brain. That's why it is called upavas. You are sitting closer to the Lord because the energies are available. So fasting once in 15 days also you can do, once in a month also you can do. Deep breathing, that will take in prana. Exposure to sunlight. Before 9 o'clock, so that your UV rays don't affect you. And at the sunset time, either of these. Taking enough juices, water, liquids, and then adequate amount of food. These will give us, if we control these 5 and ensure that we take in these 5 regularly. Don't we see today so many problems because we mismanage these? We don't go in sunlight and then pop vitamin D3 pill. Easily it will just, body will create if we go out in sunlight. Enough water we don't drink. All these. Fasting one doesn't do. So if we follow these 5, these are a part of preparing the body and the mind and the prana for meditation. So meditation is not just simply sitting and trying to make the mind quiet. All this preparation and daily life adjustments are important. These are the 5 pranas which are functioning within our body. Prana is inhalation, apana is whatever we throw out, vyana is the circulation, udana is all the reactions of the body, and it is this udana vayu which is responsible for ejecting out of the body. The 21 items eject out of the body and take up the next form propelled by this udana vayu. Udana takes that out. Slowly the faculties withdraw. First you can't hear clearly, then slowly the eyesight goes, then the taste goes. Like that, as we progress in age, these faculties become less efficient. And then at the time of death, they get ejected. And please remember one important point. When you get the next body, these all will be there. Many people come and ask me the question, if I do eye donation, in the next birth, will I get eyes or not? Or will I be born blind? Now, whether you do eye donation or not, anyway that is burnt. That means you should not get a body only next Janma. So please do organ donation, there is no problem. In our death also we can do punya karma and go. Somebody's life will be better. And if you want Shastra example is Dadichi Rishi. He gave his spinal cord only. Have you heard of spine donation till now? He gave. His spinal cord he gave. So, these faculties, they come out of the body and they go into the next one. So, Udana is that. And Samana is assimilation and digestion. Now, by following the pranayam, by living in brahmacharya, by ensuring that we do those 5 steps so that we take prana energy more, we will be able to manage these pranas very well. Now we come to the specific part which is involved in the contemplation, in the seat of contemplation, is the breath. So the breath is such, all of us know that breath and mind are very closely connected. If the mind is wandering, the breath is shallow. And the contrary also is true. If the mind is angry, breath will be shallow. If the breath is shallow, mind is disturbed. It affects each other. So at different emotions that we go through, when the person is peaceful, the breath is very deep. So if I am disturbed and I am not able to control through my thoughts, let me use the breath to control. Make the breathing deeper at that time. In the seat of meditation, this breath is something which helps us as we take in the deep breath. On one hand, the body will relax completely. On the other hand, the thoughts also will not be there. They will reduce drastically. Ramana Maharshi used to give an example that breath and mind, they are like the 2 branches of one tree. If you pull one branch, what will happen? Other will also come because they are connected to the same trunk, same tree. In the same way it is. Breath and mind are 2 branches of the same Prakriti or nature. So if you pull one, other gets pulled, controlled. So it is easier to control the mind through the control of the breath. For meditation, deep breathing is important. For general health also, deep breathing is important. Even for our lifespan, deep breathing is important. Yoga Shastra says our lifespan is determined by the number of breaths. Obviously, that is not going to override karma. Whatever is the karma, that much has to get exhausted. But that's the synchronization that happens in the cosmic system of the breath and the karma. And so they say that the shallower one breathes, shorter is one's lifespan. Deeper one breathes, longer is the lifespan. So even if you want to live long, breathe deeply. And especially if the quality of life has to be better, breathe deeply. Here are some statistics. The number of breaths in a minute that these animals they take. Tortoise breathes only 5 times per minute. That is also maximum. So the lifespan of the tortoise is more than 200 years. Lifespan of the sparrow is so short because 30 breaths a minute. Have you seen a sparrow? It is always so restless. Because the breathing is very, very shallow and keeps on flying here, there, here, there, here. Very short span. Yogis, they can control the breath and they bring it down to 4 minutes, 4 per minute. And some yogis, they can hold the breath, go into samadhi, and still their body will survive for many years. Because as we said, their body doesn't depend on breath or food. As subtler pranic energies, they are able to tap when the mind goes into those states. So the purpose of saying this is only this much, that let us see how much we can breathe deeply and let it be a part of our daily life. So for good health also it is said one must breathe very, very deep. So many air sacs in the lungs we don't use. And TB and all that happens because of some of those reasons. Because you're not using the full lung capacity. Now, coming to the spiritual part is yoga says chale vatam chalam chittam nischale nischalam bhavet. If the breathing is very shallow, chitta is very shallow. You make the breathing nischal. Nischal means steady and deep. Mind will become steady and deep. Upadeshar says Vayurodhanat liyate manaha. By controlling the breath, you will control the mind. Ramana Maharshi gives just 2 steps. All the 8 steps of yoga, he condensed them into 2 steps. Step 1 is breath observation. Step 2, contemplate on the truth. That's it. He is a master of simplification. Everything he will simplify. So if you want simple steps, simplest steps, read Ramana Maharshi. But we have to be ready for that also. Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar. 5 steps he made into 1. Is observe the breath. Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi he made into 1. Contemplate on the self. Over. 2 steps. So now, what will we do? Tradition says that pranayam, what we call as pranayam, which is actually control of the breath, is what we mean, has 4 steps. Before we go into that, you have to do one exercise. Put your hand on the chest and one hand on the stomach. Close your eyes and for half a minute just breathe and observe what happens. Okay, open your eyes. What do you observe? Is there any movement? When you breathe in, what happens? Stomach goes in or comes out? For how many it goes in? When you breathe in, stomach goes in. When you breathe out? When you breathe out, stomach goes in. Yes? Okay. So, the right way of breathing is that stomach must come out. Stomach must not go inside. If you blow air into a balloon, what will happen? Did anything happen to your chest? Or did everything happen only to stomach? The stomach and the chest both will go together, expand together, contract together. That is the way of breathing. If you are doing deep breathing, definitely the stomach will expand. It has to. If the stomach is not expanding, there could be two reasons. One is your lung capacity is very vast. The way in which it is made is, our ribs are there, the bones, the ribs. Lungs are in that. When we breathe, lungs cannot expand so much. Lungs will expand only limited by the ribs on the sides. So the lungs expand down. When the lungs expand down, the diaphragm, the stomach will come out. So if you do deep breathing, both will expand when you take the breath in, and both will contract when you take the breath out. First and foremost, it is important to ensure this rhythm, that when I breathe in, lungs must expand, stomach must expand. If you are having reverse breathing, please pay attention every day for at least 10 to 15 minutes quietly and recondition yourself. A lot of physical ailments happen because of wrong breathing. Then the second step is to do this. The 4 stages of pranayam. When we take a deep breath, it is called purak. Then you hold for a short while, and then you exhale slowly, and then again hold. In this, what is most important is the speed at which you exhale. The slower is the exhalation, the better is the relaxation. Otherwise one is used to taking a deep breath and exhalation is fast. Gone. The slower the exhalation. So today we will practice that. You should practice it slowly. That's why we are saying relax, relax, relax. So it exhales slowly out. I am not going to share any ratio with you because all that requires a lot of training. Keep it very simple, slow, steady and deep breathing. Slow inhalation, deep inhalation. Hold for a short while and slow exhalation. If you have a BP problem and so many other issues, if you have, don't hold for a long time. Just very less time, just hold and leave. And hold your hand in this mudra, always. Chin mudra, this, like this. The hands have the energy centers. Hence the hands are kept like this. They absorb the pranic energy, the cosmic energy. You should not keep the hands down. Try as much you can, you keep it up only. So this is one aspect, that we will do simple deep breathing. When we finish the relaxation, we do the deep breathing, focus on the breath. Every inhalation and exhalation must happen with my conscious awareness. If the mind wanders, you have to bring it back to that breath.